So, I don't do this very often. I've had a difficulty with the demise of, Taylor Hawkins and the drummer. I didn't react to Foo Fan, paid my respects, but that was it. I have a difficulty when an artist passes and you have a reaction channel and suddenly you pile on and you do a reaction and you don't really know much about the artist, or I don't know. It's not a critique of other channels. It's more of a thing about me. But I do know about Jeff Beck, and I didn't expect him to pass. And he was on a long list of artists who deserve to be played in no priority. I got reminded today in comments about, Alan, he was friends with Rory Gallagher and those different things. And I thought, wow, okay, maybe it's time, maybe it's okay. So I'm going to look at a track I don't know, an album I do know. A track I don't know is Ain't Superstitious. So stick with me and we'll talk about it. Let's go. You hear that Fender opening and a young Rod Stewart in at the height of his powers in 68. I'm not saying he hasn't got them now, but they were in the peak performance. This was Jeff Beck's first album since he left, after he left the Yardbirds. I've written a long description and it's attached in thing. So take a read, guys. Any gaps I miss, I hope I filled them in. Any gaps I make in the video. It's a Willie Dixon song, first released by Howlin Wolf, who I need to get to. But it's blues rock. You can just hear it's blues rock. But you listen to Rod Stewart and then you hear, because there's a connection here from the Yardbirds, so you listen to Jeff Beck on that Fender and you just think, how? And then you're going to get into it. So stick with me, guys.
I ain't superstitious, but a black cat crossed my trail. Bad luck ain't got me so far, and I won't let it stop me now. The dogs begin to bark all over my neighborhood, and that ain't all. Dogs begin to bark all over my neighborhood. This is a mean old world to live in, and I can face it all by myself.
Beautiful about this song when you do blues rock. Even if you've not heard the song, you can hear when there's a break and there's a little fill coming in. You know there's something coming in from the guitar. And down, down, and it's kind of reassuring. It's like you just gone home and put your slippers on. Because I'm old, I wear slippers. You go home and you're sitting comfortable and you know what's coming. You might not know the full package, but there's a familiarity there with this blues rock. The 68 it's very typical, the style, although there's more to come from what Jeff Beck was doing with the guitar and who was with at the time, who his peers were. So let's listen to some more, because it's just beautiful. And it's typical blues song when you listen to it. And we can talk about that as well. So stick with me, guys.
The dogs begin to bark all over my neighborhood. I got a feeling about the future, and it ain't too good, I know that. I know. that cross my trail. Bad luck ain't got me so far, and you know I ain't gonna let it stop me now. Come on.
So much to take in, so much musicianship that it's hard for me to comprehend. But you think about who his peers were at the time. You had Hendrix and Page and Clapton and all those guys, and the likes of Ginger Baker on drums, and all those different musicians, and Townsend, and all of those guys were around at the time. What a melting pot. And Beck, as I've read over the years and put together bits here for today, he had a time with the Yardbirds in which he was fairly prolific. The band produced albums, and his imprint is forever. But he wanted to move off, and he didn't want to head down the pop route, which was, after Clapton, would have been a temptation of the management, the band themselves. Who knows? That's very psychedelic, but it doesn't. It imprints into the blues. It doesn't take over. It's how he does it, I don't know. That's why he was Jeff Beck and I'm not. But you can hear it. It's still blues, still that traditional outro. Like it was like a turnaround, but a turnaround on drums, right? And then in it, you've got those little intervals, those little fills with the psychedelic sound of his Fender, but it's still attached itself to the blues itself. It's kind of electric. It's electric, no pun intended. But it elevates. It shows you the exploration of the guitar, but it doesn't lose the value of the sound. He's not just screaming noise through and saying, here we go, take it or leave it. It's so beautifully put together. And it's off his album Truth. I think his most successful album. He did a lot of collaborations over the years, and I've tried to talk about them in the description. Can't talk about them here because my attention span for you and your attention span for me doesn't go for 25 minutes. I can't make long-form 40-minute videos. I can, but it's not, maybe, I don't know. But that was Jeff Beck, post Yardbirds, and pre all of his other explorations, which are in the description below. Have a read, everybody. Comment, join. There will be more to come. I'm loath to do it, trying to piggyback on a pattern of a great artist, but I did this because I was reminded that he had so many friends in the industry and so much influence. Is he the greatest guitar player of all time? What's the point in saying who's the greatest? He was just brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Take care.